evangelical megachurch organization, Mars Hill, has announced the closure of 3 of its church locations and the consolidation of others of its branches from the end of September due to financial strain. The Seattle-based church had been growing steadily over the past 18 years to reach 15 branches in 5 states. These announcements came just 2 weeks after Mars Hill's lead pastor and founder, Mark Driscoll, said he was stepping down for 6 weeks while questions regarding his management and leadership style were investigated within the church itself. Driscoll is accused of plagiarizing passages in one of his books, of misusing church funds, and improperly behaving towards subordinates. The controversial church has seen a reduced attendance since it came to light that Driscoll has been linked to messages left 15 years ago on the church's messaging board. He had referred to women as penis homes. Driscoll had posted under the name William Wallace II. Knowing that his penis would need a home, God created a woman to be your wife, and when you marry her and look down, you will notice that your wife is shaped differently than you and makes a very nice home. In another post, he suggested that pastors who had an affair, that it is their wives who are encouraging his infidelity by letting themselves go. Mars Hill raised nearly $3 million at the end of 2013 to fund its Phoenix and Huntington Beach churches, as well as to finance what was a much-touted Jesus Festival that disappeared from the church's schedule over the summer. Approximately 30 to 40% of the over 100 full-time employees of the church will lose their positions. The Nuns on the Bus first appeared on the political scene in 2012 when Sister Simone Campbell first led a group of sisters on a motor trip mainly in the American Midwest. The focus of that campaign was income inequality and the working poor. Last summer, Campbell and the nuns went on the road again on behalf of immigration reform. For the third time, Campbell, who heads Network, a Catholic social justice lobby group, will be taking to the road for a month-long trip through 10 key U.S. Senate battleground states to campaign against the influence of outside money in politics. This issue has come to be identified with the wealthy industrialists Charles and David Koch, whose contributions to conservative political causes raise concerns about the role of dark money on elections. In a statement, Campbell said the tour isn't aimed at advocating legislative fixes, but will focus on voter registration drives and canvassing low-income neighborhoods to rally voters. We want to say the 100% are welcome to the table, but leave your money bags outside the door. However, Campbell was one of the American nuns singled out for criticism in 2012 by a Vatican investigation of the group representing most U.S. sisters, the Leadership Conference of Women's Religious. The Vatican said that the LCWR did not spend enough time defending church doctrine on abortion and sexual ethics, focusing too much on social justice issues. The Vatican's doctrinal chief recently renewed his blunt criticism, with some critics saying Pope Francis should revoke the LCWR's Catholic bona fides. Jeffrey Myris, founder of the Catholic Culture website, wrote that such a step was necessary because the spirituality of the LCWR is rooted in paganism, its cherished causes read like a secular wish list, and its whole attitude is profoundly anti-Catholic. These are not jihadis. These are barbarians, and those who go there to fight are their accomplices in crimes against humanity. This statement was made in reference to the Islamic State Caliphate by Patrick Karam, president of the French committee formed in defense of Christians in the Middle East, Endangered Middle East Christians Group. It echoes an official statement released by the Muslim Council of France, also known as CFCM. The statement issued in conjunction with Karam's Christian group reads in part, "The signatories reaffirmed their support to their Middle Eastern Christian brothers, many of them Arabs, as well as for all other minorities in the region who are now victims of a destructive campaign by these terrorist groups that threaten their existence." France's imams are not the only Muslim leaders to denounce the caliphate. CFCM's president, Dali Boubacar, who is also the rector of Paris's Grand Mosque, noted that the Islam State has been denounced by Muslim leadership in the UK and the US, as well as by the Grand Mufti in Saudi Arabia. Hopefully, the rally by France's moderate Muslims is not too little too late. According to the country's Minister of the Interior, Bernard Cazeneuve, as many as 800 French nationals may already be working in cooperation with IS militants.